All right, guys, a sacred pair again, and I am here with Town of Woodhollow. I'm gonna call her again. This is our third time. Third time is the charm. And I actually I texted my husband. I was like, "Why is this going on?" And he said, "This is high traffic time on the internet, and so we're doing this during a prime time here." Where I'm at, which is 6 o'clock Eastern Standard. So I believe that just has a whole lot to do with it. I am going to connect again with Town of Woodhollow. I'm waiting for her to get on here. Oh no, I know. But just as a recap, as I'm waiting for her to get back on here, we were talking about the importance of knowing your passion. If this is something that you're passionate about, then don't let anyone distract you from what you enjoy. Don't let anyone tell you that you're too old or to play, or that you shouldn't be on with your Barbies and your Kens. This is your page. This is your life. It's important that you do what you enjoy. So that's where we were at right there. I was telling them that I just to my husband. I actually sent him a text. I was like, why? Like, why is this happening? And he was just saying, this is during the prime hours with the internet, and so it's just a lot of traffic. But I'm glad that we're still connected.
My kids and my husband, they left the house.
We didn't want to kick them out.
No, they had plans. They had plans because I told them I was going to do a live and I didn't want people on the internet. So they had planned like an outing, just them three. So that's fine.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's good. That makes me feel good. So, because I don't want us to kick anybody out. Family always comes first. Yeah. So they already had something planned. That's fine. But you were talking about the importance of your passion and being able to know what you enjoy, and that some of your friends say that they enjoy shopping and going out to the club. And I think those are great things, but I don't really know how much that it develops you to where you can really evolve, because which we saw happen with the pandemic, once when the doors closed to the clubs and the doors closed to the mall, what do? And I think that's why having a hobby is so important. Not only can a hobby grow and develop you personally, but you never know what it can become. And you never know how you can use writing and doing storylines in your other dimensions of your life. So, it's really important to know what you enjoy. Is it painting? Is it sewing? Whatever it is. And go for it.
That's
as long as you have breath, go for it.
Yeah. It's real important to have a hobby that makes you feel like you're building on yourself, because you could have a hobby that just and everybody everybody has a different and that's fine, but you don't have to explain it to people. You don't have to do it because it satisfies someone else. It has to be something that satisfies you, and I don't think a lot of people understand that.
I agree. So I am glad that you did touch on that, because a lot of people, especially if they're new, or even if you've been in it for a while and you're established, you can sometimes feel like, am I doing the right thing because I'm this age and all my other, people in my cohort who are the same age as me aren't doing this. So am I just being childish? Allow yourself to be who you are. That's really what matters. That's really what matters. So I do have another question as far as, oh goodness, I'm fuzzy again. That's what I was just told. I was fuzzy. Let's see, I'm going to put it on Wi-Fi, and hopefully that'll take the fuzz out, because I'm going back and forth between the Wi-Fi. Oh, thank you. I love what you guys do with the little people. Thank you. There you are.
You were frozen, but I thought I was fine, but it was me probably that was frozen.
We both were. We both were. But we're going to keep pushing through here to get it done, because this is fun. I'm enjoying myself. What is your advice for viewers who have one or two characters And then what is your advice for viewers who have multiple characters?
Well, my advice to anybody is always do what makes you feel good. I'm very
I see Frozen. I don't know who's
I see you fine.
okay. I mean, I see you.
Okay, I see you fine. And Denise is saying that we're both frozen.
Yes.
Okay, I see you fine and I hear you fine.
I do too.
Do you guys see us?
Hello, Gossip Girl. Do you guys see us on there? Hopefully, maybe it was just earlier that they were still talking about.
Maybe we're lagging.
I think I'm going to assume that we're good right now because I don't see anything. Okay, so what would be your advice?
Okay, so my advice really to those who only have one or two characters, if that's what makes you feel comfortable and that's what you like to do, if that's how you want to keep it, that's fine. There's so much you can do with just one or two characters. I mean, you can write a lot about those two characters. You can write about their whole entire life, basically. For those that have more than one characters, like myself, I have quite a few characters. You know, you have different ways you could do it. You can either have it where you have one main character like I do at this moment, or you can have it where you have many main characters, and that's fine too. Basically, my advice is do whatever makes you happy and whatever you feel comfortable with. Don't do it because you want to be like anybody else. Don't do something just to impress somebody or make it look like somebody else's, because your work is original, and whatever you put out from the heart, people will like it. Believe it or not, whatever you do from the heart, people will love, because it's genuine, it's natural.
Yes,
that's my advice.
I agree. I fully agree. If someone's starting off their page and that they have maybe 7 dolls that they want to put on there, for their storyline, would you advise them put all 7 of them at that time, or to kind of ease into doing all 7, like maybe starting off with the 2 and then bringing in the cousin, or just go ahead and put the 7 on there?
Well, it depends how you want to start. If you want to start from any particular point, then it all depends on how you start your story. What I suggest to anybody who's starting new, I wish I would have known this when I first started. I would have done it. If you're going to be doing stories and you're going to be introducing characters like I've been doing lately, that I'm introducing characters, I think it's important to have a page to introduce your characters and not mix your main page with your story page, because things can get lost. And for some people, this is not possible. For some people, it's hard to keep up with one page alone, and yet even worse with like 2 or 3 other pages. So I'm not saying this is good for everybody, but if you do have the possibility of having one page for your main content, like for me, it's Minigypsydoll is my main page, but then I have my story page, and then I have my character page now, and I have some other pages too. But that's how I keep it organized. And I wish I would have known that at the beginning. At the beginning, I wasn't very savvy with Instagram, so I have learned as I've gone, and I've learned from other IG accounts, and that is just one advice.
And I'm glad that you did bring that, because that's actually one of my questions, is that you do have a few IG pages. And I'm going to put those pages on our post, at the very bottom. You have the Town of Woodhollow beginning, Town of Woodhollow, Minigypsydoll, Minigypsydoll Designs, and then I noticed that just recently you have the Town of Woodhollow Residence.
Yes.
And I figured, I was like, that's in order to, help keep everything organized. And I was actually hoping that, and you already touched on part of that question as far as what each page was for. So you said that the Minigypsydoll is your main account.
Correct.
Okay. And then your Town of Woodhollow is your story page.
Right. So Town of Woodhollow Stories, the first story page I created, which is
Okay.
the stories that, which is the stories that I'm writing constantly. Town of Woodhollow beginning is back when May was younger, and what happened back then, which that account is probably not going to have too much more. But if I ever wanted to go back to her past and introduce something that is now going to come up in the future, I can always go back to the account and introduce it there, so people know, okay, that's how that person got here. You understand?
Okay.
So that's why I did
yes.
that. And then the Minigypsydoll Designs is, I have been trying to create stuff that I can, sell to other people who want to buy it. I myself find it very hard to find stuff that I like to put on my doll. I'm very picky about the way I dress her. And there's certain things that I like, but then there's certain things that I can't find. So what I do is I've created stuff that not only, but I can also share, and people can, of course, purchase it and use it for their dolls.
Yes. Yes. And this actually goes, like, when you go to her Minigypsydoll Designs, well, before we go to Minigypsydoll Designs, you also have your other page, which is Town of Woodhollow Residence.
Correct. And that page, I just started it now. And actually, I got that idea from my friend Mandy. She's Daily Adventures of Ash Harbor. I said, hey, you know what? That's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna do that. She goes, yeah, you should definitely do it. Go ahead. That's easier to keep, all your characters introduced, and people know who the character is. So if somebody wants to know a background on a character, they just go to that page and see, oh, who's that? That's the person. Let me read about them. So that's why I did that. And right now there isn't anything there. And the reason for that is because I want to start from May, and then I want to do May's parents, and I want to do it in order. So
Yeah.
I'm going to work on that these next coming days and stuff like that.
Okay. And I think that's an awesome, I like when I saw that, because I did see it with Daily Adventures of Ash Harbor, and then I saw yours, and I already know that you guys already collab. You guys are sisters. And so, so I already knew. I was like, okay, I already know what they're doing. But I love that idea because it does keep things organized. And if someone does want to go back and look at the bio,
right,
all they have to do is just go to that page versus trying to like search through the other pages in order to find out who's who. So like you said, if you're able to do it, if you have time, it's a way of keeping yourself organized, and it also helps your viewers, your readers know what's going on.
Yes.
So I love that idea. Now, going to your Minigypsydoll Designs, you do a lot of different fashions for May that are curvy because May is curvy. So I love that, and I love her clothes, period. But this last one that she had on, I told you, I was like, that's sharp. Like, she had her red jacket on and the black lapel. I was like, okay, she's nice looking today. I mean, she always looks nice, but that suit, yes, look at that.
So this, let's go back a little bit. I didn't create the whole outfit. I only created part.
Okay.
So the red jacket, I did not create. This I got from a lot. I do buy a lot of vintage clothes, which I love the vintage clothes. And then the belt and her bag that she was wearing, which is also Louis Vuitton. It matched the belt.
Oh, wow.
That is from Modage Barbies, and she's been selling the sets with clothes and bags and belts. So I got that from her. And then the dress that she's wearing underneath is a one-piece black dress. I did make that myself.
Okay.
So yeah, she underneath this, it's a one-piece dress. And I did make that myself.
Well, she is definitely looking good. Yes. My mom said an 80s look. Yes. Yes.
And I love the, you know, she looks sophisticated. It is a more vintage look, but it's all coming back. Fashion
It is
back. So for me, it's perfect. And I like that she doesn't look like everybody else. I don't want her looking like everybody else. I don't want her wearing what, you know, everybody else is wearing. Not that it's a problem. I'm not saying it's a problem. It's just because, you know, this is May doll, and
yes.
To me, she's special, and I like dressing her well, and I like, you know, I take extra time with her stuff. But yes.
I understand. You know, she has her own signature. She does. And she has, you know, for anyone who keeps up with the storyline, we already know she has her own sense of confidence as a female. And so, like, even whenever May wows out, it's still it's still like intact, you know? Because she has had her moment. She has had her moments.
In her defense, she has those moments when she goes over and visits Mama Bear Jenny Doll's town. And she goes crazy over there. But you know, that's a whole other story.
Well, I remember her also being with, was it Xavier's brother? But it was like, but you almost understood it. That one did throw me for a loop. I will admit, it did throw me for a loop. But I understood it as far as like she was going through so much emotionally, and it was almost like out of convenience. He was available and it happened. But she does everything with such tact to where even whenever she does it, you don't look at her and say, you know, you're not going to try and think of like a nice way of putting this. You're not going to shame her, for doing it. You actually do see the reason and how that came about. And she still carries herself so nicely, so she has to have her own signature look. That's just who she is. Yeah. So I fully understand, why she dresses the way that she does. And then whenever you see her actual, both of her parents, but then when you see her actual mom, her birth mom, it makes even further sense that she has this certain sophistication about herself.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I believe it fits perfectly. Now, for me, we are going to talk about your Minigypsydoll designs because you have an Etsy store.
Correct.
And so that's also something that I'm going to put into our, in the bottom of the post, write it down so that you guys can be able to go there and shop. And I've been holding on to something, Gloria and I have, for quite some time. Let me flip it around this way. Yes, I have. I was like, I'm going to save this because we got a post, we got our live that we're going to do. And I've been wanting to open it up for a while. And I know you were probably like, why didn't she put the review? Because I was just like, I want to open it first.
I'm with people keeping stuff private. That's one thing about me. I'm very what you happy kind of person. And I don't necessarily look for that, where people have to like post what I buy or whatever I gift them. I'm not into that, but
I like to post it because you're small business, and even if even if you have like a conglomerate, it's still important to say exactly happy mail. It's still so important to be able to say, what my reviews were, especially positive. Like, why would I want to keep that in? I want you to get more business. So yes, and this is I like that. Look at that. That is so cute. Stay close to people who feel like sunshine. That is sweet. That is so sweet. Oh, thank you. Can I read it?
Whatever makes you happy.
Hey, sis, thank you so much for all your support. You're an amazing and beautiful soul. Hope you enjoy your goodies a bunch. Friends make the world go round. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
You,
That is so sweet. That makes Thank you.
you're welcome.
So I've been waiting to open these. I said last week, I was like, oh, I got something that I'm going to open up next week. And so I'm excited. Yes, to share. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh, wow. So look, guys. This is nice. Nicely packaged. Thank you. I don't want to mess anything up, so I'm going to use my scissors over here.
That's just a little
Oh, wow.
world.
Oh, oh my goodness. Look at that. It's champagne and the flowers in the tray. This is going to work out perfect. Plus, I got Gloria that's been out of town, so this would be like a perfect perfect thing when she gets back after all the stress and stuff that's going on. Oh, I like this. And you have the tray right here, too. This was very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is very pretty. So, yay! Oh, goodness. Yes, I'm going to be using this very, very soon because I'm actually at the end of my old pictures. I'm going to be making some new pictures. So, this works out perfect. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So, yes, I wanted to open this while we were on live together. Really in order to show even more support for your Etsy because this is some of what you have there. And then you have the clothes, you have the belts, you have purses, you have these booties that I want to get, the shoe with the fur. Well, what are those called? The boots with the fur. Yes, yes, the Uggs. So yes, go to her Etsy, and it's Minigypsydoll. Is it Minigypsydoll Designs?
No.
Or just Minigypsydoll?
The Etsy store is just Minigypsydoll. Just like my.
So I'll make sure to put that on there.
Right, just like.
Yes, the Uggs. Those are what I want to get next. The Uggs.
The Uggs, just so everybody knows, the Uggs right now are out of season. So I kind of took them off for now. But they will be back. They will be back for the.
That's why I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because we are going into spring. But yes, when fall hits, I want my Uggs. I saw those. I was like, those look so nice.
One of the people that are watching Cookie just made a good reference, and yes, she says that my Froggy makes the Ugg boots too, and yes, Cookie, she does. Got the idea from her. She does have a template that I originally started using, but the template was not working for dolls like I wanted it to. I created my own template. So my boots that I make are my own template. They're not my Froggy's template. So just to reference that because it is true. My Froggy does have that and she does make that.
So yes, I do. The thing that I love about Etsy is that if you don't have the time to create it, you can, support different businesses like your own and be able to get it there. So for me, I have the 9 kids and my husband are going on number 10. So as much as I may want to craft, I don't get to craft like I used to. And I have to be aware of that. So it's like if I'm able to support and purchase it from your shop or whoever else's, that's what I'm going to do. Because it makes life a lot easier. Oh no, we froze again. We were going so good. Let's see if we will unfreeze. Okay, did we unfreeze? We unfroze. Good, okay. So going back to our questions, where do you get your storylines from? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you see me? Can you?
Oh, you made that face. You made that face. I was like, oh no, did we freeze?
I think
let me see here.
I think I'm unfrozen.
You are unfrozen. On my side, you're unfrozen.
Okay, and you're on Frozen too.
And I can hear you. I was just, I'm on Frozen too. Okay.
Um, so a lot of
Where do you get your storylines
a
from?
lot of my stories, well, uh, some of my stories are from some experiences, mine and friends of mine's. Then the other part of my stories is as it comes to me. Really, I don't have a script. I can't tell you it's from a book because I don't read book. I actually have a hard time reading because I am partly ADD, and I do have a hard time reading long things. It takes, I can't. It just, I get distracted and I can't read. So I'm not a reader. I don't get it from reading. It's pretty much stuff in my mind and just creation, stories that I create.
Wow. I'm so glad that you brought that up, though, because a lot of us, we talk about the importance of, I'm not going to say like the importance, but we do say like how we're avid readers and so forth. And then it kind of draws more, more fruit to the imagination. But I love that you're bringing up that, hey, I don't read a whole lot. I get distracted. I have ADD, and it's just not where I'm at as far as being able to sit and read. Because I'm pretty certain that there's some people who feel the same way, who are like, I try to sit there and read, but then, other things come up and I'm not able to stay focused. Can I still do storylines? Go to her page, because that is proof that yes, you can do storylines and do some very juicy ones that will keep your attention completely enthralled. So I believe that you are, walking witness that even without having to read a whole lot, that you can create really interesting, entertaining content, and content that really does emotionally hit home without having to pull from anywhere else. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
And another thing too, and I will back and reference this again, I have amazing friends. I'm frozen again. Hang on. Can you hear
You're okay. I hear you. Let me see if there's, okay, we're back. We're back.
I have amazing friends, and like I said, they help me a lot. I have actually helped me shape some of my stories. And I could tell you one of them is Danny, and unfortunately she cannot be watching the live today because she has family in town. So but I'm sure she'll watch it if you post but she and I, we do a lot of collaborating, and that also helps, the fact that I have people that when I have a writer's block, because it does happen to all of us, I think. And when I have that block, I have friends that have actually helped me get out of that. So I'm so thankful. I'm really thankful for my friends.
That's good. That is good. So I believe that was an important aspect to bring up, because as writers, and I'm coming from being an indie author, so you're very personal about your writing, because an idea is as good as gold, and if you share it, you're always kind of leery if somebody's going to take that idea and reuse it. So the main thing is, and what you're saying is that you have some people around that you can trust and who you collaborated with, and whom you guys respect each other to where you're not taking each other's storylines. You're actually helping to improve it. So make sure that, I believe that it's very easy to get kind of tensed up about your stuff. I'm sensitive about my stuff. I don't want anybody, reading it and so forth. So make sure that you do have a trusted circle to where you can feel confident that, no ideas are being taken or anything of that nature, and that you guys are feeding each other as far as like you're giving ideas and they're giving ideas, and you're really wanting to see each other grow. And I've noticed that, with you three, and especially, and I just was introduced really to Winter Woods. I've seen her posts, and I've liked her page and so forth, and her designs. But I didn't know that all three of you guys were connected. But I always knew that you and Daily Ash Harbor were connected. And I've always liked, actually, I thought you guys were sisters and were, collaborating. Because Big is in both storylines. Oh no, we froze again.
Yeah.
Let's see again. Did that help any? There we go. Okay, I'm trying to move it around a little. But yeah, Big is in both storylines. So I just figured they're sisters, and this is how Rock and Big are in both storylines. But then to come out, you guys are just really, you're best friends, and you're able to make it work together through your collaborations, and your main thing is being able to see each other grow. So I believe that is so dynamite. And I've noticed that you can build relationships with people on here on a stronger level than the people that you meet, and even family members that you have, outside of Instagram, because we both have the same passion, and we both want to see each other creatively grow. So I like that you did bring that up. One of the other things that I wanted to add was that you do have lives, and your IG lives, you show your purchases, you keep us updated about your storyline and your house renovations. You have your other guests who come on, and your friends that you guys are talking about your storyline and so forth. Do you have a set day to where people can make sure that they tune in on that day?
No, I don't.
It's all impromptu.
That's style. Now, I do sometimes like do a live where I really want people to know ahead of time. I will announce it only because it helps sometimes to have people be present. It helps to give them a heads up. Hey, listen, I'm gonna go live on Friday at 6:00. If you guys want to join me, I'm gonna be doing this, and then I'll post it. But for the most part, I think I've done impromptu a lot. But if I am really showing off like a project that I've worked on, that I've been working on, and people have been asking me, people have told me to keep them posted, then I will announce it ahead of time and say, okay, coming this Friday, I'm going to show you guys the updates on the house.
And that's always going to be done on your main account, Minigypsydoll.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure, and I'm going to put all 5 of the accounts on here, but for anything that has to do with lives and so forth, that's done from the main account of Minigypsydoll. So just make sure that if you're not following those pages, that you do follow those pages so you can stay updated on what's going on with May and just the town of Woodhollow itself.
Yes. And to go back to what you were just saying about, sharing content and feeling like you can trust the people, I do want to say that I've always been a firm believer that if someone feels the need to copy something that you worked on, or even use the same, I've never seen it as being bad by copying. It's just maybe that person needs your idea to help them grow. And I just try to always look at the positive of things. I try not to judge people automatically and say, oh, that's a bad person because they copied my idea. Unless it's specific, like somebody specifically. Sorry, I froze.
Oh, we froze. Yes. Let me see here.
Yeah.
We're still Yes, yes. So you were just saying that if someone
Yeah.
were to take an idea, that you don't look at it too bad because maybe they needed that idea to help them to be able to move their story forward, unless, of course, they've just really just taken the
Yeah.
whole concept.
Yeah. And you're not, one, what I mean by that is you're not going to take someone's picture and go post it on your, without their permission. You don't do that. That's flat
No.
out wrong. You don't do that. You don't someone's stuff and just post it on your page and call it your own. You don't do that. But let's say I create a diorama, and the diorama that I created, you want the same exact diorama. Go for it. Go for it. As a matter of fact, if you need me to help you build that diorama and give you pointers on how I did it, I will go ahead and tell you. That's fine with me.
I agree. I fully agree with you. And that's one of the things that I will definitely say has been a bonus in the doll community, because I can write someone from the very first time, like they may have a doll that's on a particular body, and I'm just like, by chance, what body is that you have that particular doll on? And they'll write me back and tell me, and they'll even send me pictures like, this is the body that I was going to use, but I end up using this one because the tones were closer. I mean, they have no problem asking, because it's way better than me doing a guessing game and trying to figure out. So that is one of the greatest bonuses about our community, is that we are very sharing about stuff like that. And then I also believe too that as creatives, it can be very easy. Uh-oh, we froze. Let me move stuff around. Okay, I think I'm moving the page around and just try to get the page to unfreeze.
I'm here.
We're
I
still
think I'm frozen again.
okay. I know, right? Let's see here. Let's try this again. Okay, I just saw you. All right, all right. We're almost coming to the end. But yes, so it is really important that we understand that, as creatives, we are going to end up having similar ideas. And someone may end up seeing something and going, oh, wow, I didn't think about, using that particular, I didn't think about like my Tony has a gun. So someone else might be like, oh, wow, I didn't think about having my doll have their own personal gun, but it makes sense because my doll is also in the military. And so they want to be able to expand that with their character. That's not a problem, because it helps your storyline to develop and grow.
Right.
And who's to say that you didn't already think about it, but you didn't have time to post it? And then when you posted it, it just happened to be right afterwards. And so, it's important that we also, give space and room for other people to do their storyline without being so big and defensive to say, oh, I think you took that. Because then it causes issues that we don't really need in the doll community. We're supposed to just be getting inspired by each other and putting out our creations and putting out our photographs and, allowing ourselves to get away from all the craziness that's out there that we already have to deal with. So I fully agree. I've enjoyed my experiences here thus far. So I have no drama issues other than what my script does. Other than what my dolls are going through. Everything else has really been very enjoyable, and I've enjoyed the people that I've met. I'm thankful to be able to talk to you. Like, this is honestly a dream come true for me, because I enjoy your page. I do. I enjoy it a whole lot. I enjoy how May is developing, and I'm being able to see where Big has developed as a character.
Yeah, that one was writing for Big was really hard for me. And I think that when I was writing for Big, it took a very emotional toll on me personally, believe it or not. I had a really hard time with Big, but I'm over that now.
I understand. Oh, I see one of your babies.
That's a little
Don't
one.
worry, I'm about to have mommy is about to be done. He's ready for mommy. I understand. I've taken up a lot of your time, and I'm thankful that you were able to get on here with me.
You're
Oh,
fine.
that's okay. Yeah, he wants mommy. That's nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful thing.
He's excited because his dad took him to do some stuff, but he's just excited. Cool, I'm almost go.
Yeah, she's almost there. I'm about to. So you guys, that's sweet though. That's so sweet. You know, I like kids, so.
Oh,
It would be hard to not like kids and having 9. I do. I actually had the nerve. This is off a little bit, but I went to an event. It was what was it, like a Halloween event in a library, and I took some of my kids with me. My mom was with me, and there was this little girl, adorable, with a little bumblebee outfit, looked like she was about 2 or 3. And I'll admit it, I took a picture of her, and I was like, oh, I want one. I really did. And then I ended up getting twins, like right after that. A boy and a girl. And our little girl almost looks like the little bumblebee girl that I saw. I was like, oh, I want one. So yeah, I do. I enjoy children. They, you know, my kids sometimes they get on my nerve and stuff, and they know they do. But I tell you, I wouldn't know life without them. I really wouldn't.
yeah, I love my kids too, but you know, it's hard. It's hard to be a parent, and so this is my sanctuary in here. So this is where
You have to have it.
Yes.
You have to have it. I will say that with this particular pregnancy, this has been probably my easiest pregnancy. Because as far as symptom-wise, because I've always suffered with extreme nausea, like back and forth to the hospital and dehydration, and just very, yeah. I mean, it's gotten pretty graphic. You know, and I've had to take different medicines to try to control it. Whereas right now, like I had the same bottle of Phenergan from the very beginning of the pregnancy, and I think I have one more left, and I'm on my 7th or 8th month, somewhere around there. So it's just been a way easier going pregnancy for me, even emotionally. And I do believe that it has a lot to do with being able to connect with people through the doll community, being able to post my photos, being able to put the storyline out there. It's been therapeutic. It's been very therapeutic. And that's one of the key things with being able to do the storyline content, is that it is therapy. So if there's something that, is bugging me, be it a particular character that wants to voice something, or if it's just like a personal experience that I'm wanting to voice, I'm able to put it right on there. And once it's out of me, it feels so much better. It really does. So that's one of the that's a huge pro for me, as far as being able to see myself have more peace while pregnant.
Yes. It definitely is therapeutic and awesome.
It is. So I'm not going to keep you very much longer because your babies are home.
Oh, no, we're good. I'm afraid of getting frozen again.
I know. We're freezing right now, actually. No. Let me see. I'm moving around the page a little. There we go. I moved the page around some. So what we're going to have to do is that we're going to, I can see you. I can see you.
Okay, I can.
But yes, I would definitely love to, I don't know when, but for us to probably end up doing another live, because I enjoy talking to you.
Thank you.
I really, really did. Yes, I enjoyed it so very much. And we're just going to keep on staying in tune with the life of May, because right now I'm really curious as to what's going on with May. I didn't know if she was going to bring up during her meeting but Mrs. Carmichael about, her not feeling good. So I'm really curious. I'm just giving you guys a little snippet if you guys haven't caught the last few episodes. She hasn't been feeling good. So I'm really curious as to what's going on. And you are so great at keeping secrets. So even May keeps secret.
I'm only going to say this, and for those who do follow the story or want to start following the story, brace yourselves.
Oh, no. Oh, nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because of what that lady said. The one who I was like, is she a prophet? Is she a, is she a prophetess, or is she fortune teller? Yeah, I was like, what is this? What's going on? So I'm really, really curious. I know I asked that too. I was like, is May pregnant? But I'm telling you, she's not going to tell us. She's not going to tell us. Just like May, they'll be like, oh, you guys look so much alike. And May's like, oh, well, that's just, she won't even bring it up about that being her mom. I'm like, she is like so good at holding whatever. That's why I said she's very tactful. She's like, I'm not going to, just disclose this to anyone. So I don't want you to give out any secrets. I don't want her to give out any secrets. I know we're frozen again, but we're actually at the end. I just want you guys to follow the pages. Follow the pages. I'm going to put the pages on the bottom of each one of the lives that we've done. I posted the other two, even with all the glitches. And I'm going to post this one as well. And I'm going to put all of your pages on there as well as your Etsy shop so that everyone can follow and support. And we're just going to stay tuned for what's going to come up because like I said, I'm very curious, and I'm just putting that disclaimer out there as far as what the update is that May, she did get either a prophetic word or fortune telling word of what may be in the future. So I don't know if her not feeling good is related to this because she instantly didn't feel good. And I'm not revealing anything because it's on her page. But she instantly didn't feel good. And now, with her being married, it's like, okay, is she pregnant? I mean, of course you can get pregnant beforehand. But, I'm just like, is she pregnant or is it like...
Not pregnant from big, they're even married.
I know, right? I know. But with her being married, I'm like, maybe, like this is going to be like their baby that they have together. So I don't know. I'm curious. That's why I'm just staying tuned. And I'm just letting everybody know. I'm hoping no one will be dead. I'm really hoping not. Because the word that was given, that message did make it seem like somebody was going to die. And I'm like, no. So don't tell it.
Well, what Cora said was that there's things about herself that she doesn't know. These were her words, and for those of you who are not up to date with the story, you can go back and read it. Don't know, and you learn through tragedy. But she didn't talk about somebody. She didn't talk about. I mean, she didn't talk about tragedy like death. She that's all she said. So, and then May was sick. But I say is brace yourselves because it definitely, there is going to be so much coming. And it's not scripted. I don't have it scripted, but it's all here.
Well, we're here for it. That's all I can say, that we are here for it. We're going to stay tuned, trying to get this page to move so we don't freeze. We're freezing a little. I know. Someone put the eyes up there. Yes. Someone put the eyes up there. Nessa, yes. We are here for it. We are going to stay tuned. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we are during a very high traffic time. It's 7:20 Eastern Standard Time. So we're getting some glitching. There we go. We're getting some glitching and some freezing.
Sorry. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, we're going to stay tuned to what's in store for May. And we're just gonna see what happens. But you see how like all of our minds went to like you said tragedy. We were like, oh no, someone's gonna die. That's why. But I'm like hoping no one does. I mean, because there are so many different forms of tragedy. So, but we still. I mean, but I think too, a lot of us who are connected to May, she's already gone through so much. You just don't want to have to see her go through anymore. You just really, really don't. And
but in reality,
things have been flowing smooth for her.
Yeah, but it's built her, and she is who she is today because of everything she's gone through, and that is one way to look at it, you know.
Very, very true. And I will say this before we get off. I'm enjoying, and I told you that I really enjoyed the background story that you gave for the women who have just entered in. Eleanor, Maya, and Mrs. Carmichael. I love the background story that you gave for them because it was extremely realistic. For anyone who's gone through anything similar to where they came from, it was very, it hit home emotionally. I think one of the things, and I do want to bring this up before we get off of here, I think one of the things that I can't speak for anyone else, but that I may struggle with as far as knowing what to put on Instagram where it doesn't like trigger people emotionally, but where it still is relatable. And I like that you did that. You went ahead and you wrote, and we're freezing, but you've got to check out her page while we're trying to get this adjusted. Check out her page, because on her page, she has written storylines, background storylines of each one of the women who have the foundation and really how they got connected. Oh, goodness.
I froze.
Are you? Okay, there we go. And how they got connected through their tragedies. But the way that you put it, I like that you went for it. You didn't stop yourself.
No.
From going forward.
And I never will. And that's one thing that I'm very strong about is if you don't like it, leave. Don't read my stories, and that's okay. I respect that. I respect whoever has triggers. I respect that. But I have to write what I feel. I have to write what my characters feel, because that is being true to me and my characters. But I respect if somebody doesn't like it, or if somebody wants to leave because it triggers them, and I can respect that. I feel for that person, and I'm okay with that. I won't even be upset about them leaving and not following my story anymore. I'd be fine with it. I get it.
Well, I for one, I say good job. I'm thankful that you did put that out there. Like I did. I thought it was an awesome backstory. I mean, it wasn't awesome what happened to them, but the fact that it was relatable to what so many of us have gone through in life and had to survive through and had to be shaped through and evolved through. So that's what I liked. And it gave me, I when the foundation was first brought up, I was like, okay, wow. I still didn't know what it was exactly, but I thought, okay, that's nice. Then when you gave the background stories of each of the women who founded this organization, I was like, wow, that makes it even, that really added such strength to what they were doing. And then as far as like being a reader, a viewer, it was therapy for self as far as, don't just sit there on top of your own pains and your traumas. Connect with other people so that you can build a resource so that other people can be healed.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked. And then when we kind of look at what you guys are doing, what you and Daily Adventures of Ash Harbor are doing with Danny, you're actually doing something very similar. Not so much as with the storyline of tragedy, but being able to build each other up. You guys have really embodied the spirit of those particular characters by building up in order to create a resource to help your friend also build her own storyline. So I really did. I liked that. It was inspiring to me when I read their background, and I just say continue to move forth with it. And like I said, it inspired me as far as even with my own characters now in my own personal writings and books that I've published, I've had characters that have been, you know, molested or had to go through certain life issues. I haven't done that with my dolls. I thought about it, but then I was like, I don't really know if people are going to get upset. I'd already gotten some DMs previously about Tony's anger in a previous post, but I was like, you know, if you have someone who's gone through what he has, and the more that we explore his personality and what he's, you know, his background, you know, he's going to get, you know, he's going to kind of, you know, get, you know, blow up off the handle,
Right.
because of what he's gone through. And it would be really hard to make a sunflowery character out of him, because that's just not who he is.
Right.
And that's just not who
You're
he is.
being true to your characters, and that is what writing is about.
It is.
If people truly understand what an author does, an author creates characters, whether they're
Yes.
or real characters in real life. They create those characters, or they write about those characters, and if it's fictional, you are creating that character. Not everything
Yes.
is going to be bubbly and happy, and everything is going to be nice and calm, and lovemaking and weddings and babies. Yes, those are all great things to write about. But if you're going to write about real life, you have to include tragedy. Sorry.
Yes. No, you're fine.
And it's just life. And I think we've all had issues in our lives. And to be able to write about it, or write about what somebody else has gone through, you know, I've had friends that have gone through some of the stuff that I write about. So it's personal to me. And I think it's important to put it out there, because it's important to let people know that you're not alone. You're not alone.
Exactly. Exactly. I fully agree with you on that. Prior to actually some of the books that I did publish, I had made them into plays, and the church that my husband and I used to go to, we had the plays done there, and it was great. But because we were in a church setting, I could only go so deep,
right,
and allow it to be, you know, acceptable in that environment. And then I went back after we ended up, you know, leaving from the church and so forth. And I took those same plays and revised those characters so they could be more true. So if in reality they would have cussed, then I put that in there, versus just having it be more, you know, previously it was all sugar coated because I wanted it to be acceptable because we were in the church setting, but it never felt real. It didn't feel real to the character. It didn't feel real to me as the writer.
right.
And actually that was more frustrating than when it was therapeutic, quite honestly. But then when I was out of that setting, I was able to take those writings and really do what I wanted to do the way that it needed to be done for the character to really speak.
Right.
It made such a difference. It made a difference for me. It made a difference for what the character would be like if they were alive. So I fully agree with you that we have to be real, and we have to be true to our character.
Yes.
So whatever you write, and that is such great advice. I think I'm going to end up titling that on this page that you quoted, that you stated, and I'm going to quote you on that. You have to be true to your character. And if you don't, you're going to feel kind of constipated as a writer. You're going to feel frustrated as a writer. Yeah. And you're not going to be able to fully see your character develop.
Right. Right. And then, and that also triggers writer's block.
So very true.
Because
so very true.
Be myself. So what am I supposed to write? So, yeah.
Now, how do you handle, and this question is just really on the fly, how do you handle as far as having younger viewers on your page? Because that's one of the things that I believe kind of has me to pause on some of the content that I put out.
Well, both my Minigypsydoll and my Town of Woodhollow stories is a private page. So if you send a friend request, I have to accept it. What I normally try to do is I go through that person's profile. If it's a private profile, I'm probably not going to accept the friend request. I'm sorry. Sometimes I will, like, I'll decline the request, and then they'll send me another request, and then I'll ask them, hey, this is an adult story content page. Are you an adult? If they, yes, I'm an adult. 18, 19, 20, whatever, then I accept. But
Okay.
put it out there where it is an adult only content. Now, one thing that I have done, I'm very, I choose when I want to post extreme adult content like nudity. I don't do it often. I've done it selectively. I do have some nudity and some extreme adult content, but it's not always. And lately I have tried to cut back on that, only because that's not what my page is about. My page is really about stories and not adult porn or something, So if that's what you're into, great. I mean, I follow a lot of pages that have extreme content and I enjoy it. I like seeing what other people create. I don't have a problem with it. But I myself want to tell a story, and that is my main point. So I have cut back a little bit on that, but I don't have a problem with posting whatever I feel that I need to post, because it's true to the character and true to the point that I'm trying to make.
Yes.
So with Sander, it was very extreme, but it had to be. It had to be in order for people to get it, what she was feeling in that moment. And then, and that's the way I feel about that.
And see, the way that I've seen or viewed really her life journey is just like you said, with him, it had to be that way because of where she was at in her life. But like right now, she's more settled, and there's more peace within herself and in her relationship. So is what they share to me is so intimate to where you wouldn't really want everyone in your room, because that's just their personal time. And that's the way I've taken it, from the way that you post it. I've kind of looked at it with my own life. Like, when I was out there in the world and doing all kinds of stuff, I didn't mind telling my friends, oh, I did this yesterday. I did this yesterday. And I hung out with him, because I was just out there. But now that I'm married and, we have our intimate, time, that's our time.
Right.
And so it's not everybody's business. It's obvious that we, that we have lovemaking sessions. We've got kids. But it's not for everybody to know. And that's really how I've taken it with May, is like, whenever you do show them and they're in the bed, it's kind of like one of those, what they did is their personal time.
Right.
And it's just for us to kind of, like, we want to assume what happened. That's fine. How it happened. Then that's up to us. But it really just keeps their marriage private and intimate. And that's what I've enjoyed, because that's really where her journey has led to, and that wilding out that she had was just really more to me of her just going through like emotional confusion. Because anyone who's followed along, like I said, Big really did send her through a loop. He was dead one time and he came back and he was under witness protection and he was with somebody else. It was like he just couldn't. And then he would slip and, be with somebody else. He couldn't really keep himself mentally or sexually focused. And so you could understand that during that time, she was just trying to get through what she had going on. That was the way I took it.
And she was pregnant, dealing with all that by herself. Imagine. And all this stuff is going on, and it's like, what does she do? I mean, she just had to. It was her escape.
It was. It really was. And so that was how I took it. I didn't take it like, oh, this is who she is now. It was just in that moment, this was the way that she could handle it and still be able to move forward.
Right.
It was, that was just the only way that she could handle it. And he seemed like he was really into her and giving her the attention that she needed. And he was willing to give her whatever healing that she needed. And so she went with it. But then when she really did sit down and look at it, she was like, there isn't any, there is no future in this.
No. She was honest about it. And she told him, listen, I don't know what you think this is, but that's not.
And she's always honest.
Yeah. And that's the thing. May is so honest and just that's how she is. But that is true to character. That is who May is, you see. And writing for her is easy for me. That's why I kind of made her my main character, because it's easy for me to write for her and not have to write as other main characters. So that's how my whole thing shifted too, going back to that other question you had.
Yes. Yes. And we'll bring this up right before we end this session, but you had stated something that was so key, is that in the very beginning you really didn't have a main character, correct?
I did not. I did, but she was not May. My main character at the beginning was Chloe. And if you go back to Minigypsydoll at the beginning, the main character was Chloe. And because Chloe
Wow.
was my favorite doll. And that's how it all got started. And then May came in, and it wasn't even this May. This was a character change. I didn't have this doll. It was another doll.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So this was not the main character. It was another doll, but it was May, but it was another doll, and then I changed it.
I'm so glad that we got this this timing, because I believe that that's sometimes an issue. I had someone that wrote me about that. They were trying to figure out who they should have as their main character, and I was like, that's really something that you have to gravitate towards and feel the pull of who you like as your main character. And I think sometimes we can get a little bit stuck as far as if we start off with one or two dolls, and then we have said in our mind, this is the main person, and then you don't really feel that connection.
Right.
Like I used to do reborn dolls, and I was trying to get more and got pregnant and so forth. But while I was doing the reborn dolls, I had spoke to other people, and they would say about the importance of connecting with that reborn. And they would actually sometimes send a reborn back or put them out for adoption because they didn't connect with that doll. And I believe that's the same thing with our dolls in our doll community. You need to connect with them as your main character. If you don't feel the connection, then they can be a character, but they don't have to be the main.
No, and then you're gonna have writer's block a lot, because then you've wanted to force them to be the main character, but it just doesn't flow, and you don't connect to that person or to that doll, not that person.
Yeah.
You connect to that doll, so then you're like, what do I say? Who am I writing for? Who is this person? So it's hard. And yeah, that's a good advice that you gave to that person, because it's true. You have to have a connection.
You do. And I also like the factor being that you said that you switched up your May, that May was not the original May that you had. Well, the initial May that you had, she's not the original one.
No.
So I like that, because you're saying, what I'm understanding is, take control of your page. If you need to switch up your dolls, and today this is who's going to be playing May for the rest of the storyline, then go ahead and do it. Don't get so concerned about, well, am I going to confuse my viewers or this and that? Let it be known, and then keep moving on with your page, because it's yours.
Right.
So I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
So I'm glad that we did, continue on with our live to be able to share that, because so many of us, I do believe, get kind of stuck on, like I started off with Nita and Tony, but I don't really have Nita and Tony as my main anymore. At first they were my main, and I thought that's who I really thought I was just going to have those two. But then my mom, being a Barbie girl that she is, kept buying me more dolls, and I was like, and then you get hung up on it because you're like, oh, she's pretty. Oh, yeah, that was pretty.
Listen, I can relate to that, because my collection has exploded. And I have a lot of beautiful dolls, but my connection is with May. And yeah, I'm going to have characters, but my connection is her, and my stories are always going to be about her. And I don't think I could write about another main character. I tried. There's actually another page that you didn't mention. But I didn't connect with those characters that way. So those characters will be joining the storylines eventually down the line, but I couldn't write for them. I just couldn't. I started and I couldn't, and it stayed there. So that's okay. That's okay too. It's okay to, if you try something, it doesn't work and you just don't want to do it, it's okay. Don't force yourself. Move on to the next project, move on to the next doll. But don't, you know, don't stop your passion or your whatever you enjoy doing because something didn't work out. Just find a way around it.
I fully agree. There's someone on here that I thought, well, I don't know if she's on the live, but there's someone who's a part of the doll community that I follow, and she had a page, and then she actually took that page down and started a whole new page, and has just been like, I mean, she had content that was flowing at first, but now she's just been really flowing with her content since, you know, she redid her whole storyline. And to me, that is so important, like, because you did something that was important to you.
Right.
You didn't get to the point where you were just like, well, I'm just gonna, you know, stay on this one page and just see where it goes and be stuck. She went ahead and she just took the chance. She took it down and made a whole new page, new name, and created new content, new dolls and everything. And I'm like, you know, I'm here for it. You know, whatever you do, it's up to you. It's yours.
Right.
I'm just here in there to read it and enjoy it. But it's for you to be able to put out there what's important to you. So I am glad that you said that, because a lot of us, and you see it a whole lot, as far as, you know, someone may get, and you can kind of tell that they're not as attached to their main character, and the stories are a little bit harder to come out. And they don't really want to take that risk to get a new character involved and make that the main character. But I'm glad that you did bring that up. You know, take the risk. It's your story.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm glad that you did bring up about, and it makes sense. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about it. It makes so much sense that if you're stuck on your character, you know, if you're stuck with the character that you have and it's not fully developed, you don't connect to it, it can create writer's block. So if you are going through writer's block, that's something to examine. Like, am I connecting with the doll that I have as my main character?
Right. Right. And that wasn't the issue with me. The issue with me was when I discovered this doll, I just completely connected, and I was like, that is May. That is May, and that is my May, and I loved her, and I'm really, really happy with her. I don't think I'd ever change her.
Well, I know that we have all connected to her, but I'm here for whatever you end up doing. Like I said, I've been a fan of the page since I first read what you had. So I'm excited about being able to see what else is going to evolve in her life and how she, you know, handles these different hurdles. So, and like I said, I'm looking forward to being able to use my champagne and flowers.
Is your package, did you get, there's something else in your package, right?
Let me see here.
Your order should be in there, right?
Oh my goodness!
Wait a minute, did I forget to put her order in there?
Oh! I just think when you said it was out of season. Okay, let me show you guys. It says made with love just for you. Thank you, Minigypsydoll. Oh my goodness. When you said it was out of season, I was like, oh well. So I was like, I'm gonna get it in.
Matter of fact, your pair was the last pair I made.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't forget to put her order in there.
Oh man, I was like, hey, I'll take, these are so cute. Look at this. Oh man. Yes.
Put them
She's
on
going to take these off. Yes, she's taking those off. Oh my goodness, I did not know.
I was like, that's not the thing I sent. That was just a gift.
Thank you so much for the gift too. Oh my goodness, look at her. Yay. Yes, these fit so good. Plus, because, you know, with curvy girls,
yes,
their foot size is different.
Yes, well, the good thing,
these fit great. They just in case, for those who are still with us, or you end up seeing this post afterwards, these fit great.
And you could put them on regular dolls too. They work too for the regular dolls.
Oh, but these are going to be glorious. These
That,
are glorious. I don't think she's going to share. These are nice. Oh my goodness, yes.
wait, they're real.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh, now we got the champagne set and the thank you. Oh yeah, I do. I like these. These are very pretty.
Your mom
Very,
says
very nice.
size pair 7.
I know that the season has changed, but she's gonna wear these. Like these these are like the comfy.
Cold in Texas. It's cold in Texas today. We were like in the 90s, hundreds all week, and today it's 60 degrees.
Ours has been pretty crazy too. Actually, one of the accounts showed snow. One of the accounts earlier this week had snow. I was like, wow. I mean,
yeah, we're getting some of that cold weather down here, and we normally don't have that at this time anymore.
no.
Yeah, we've been at 90, 100 this whole week, and today we woke up, it was raining, and we were in the 60s. We're 60. So
Yeah, everything is. It is. It's just unpredictable weather. It really, really is. So.
Oh, I'm so glad you like the boots.
I do. I do. So yes, I do. I like these a lot. They feel so good. These are nice. Thank you. She said, "Is it something else?" And yes, it was. Oh yeah. Oh yes, yes, yes. I do. I like these a whole lot. I do.
People, and then I kept thinking about it, how you were like, "Oh, I need to order some of those UGG boots." I'm like,
I'm still gonna order some more. I am, because you said it. But in fall. So you guys see these and you want them, you have to go to the Etsy store. Go to the Etsy store anyways. But if you want these, they come back in the fall.
Yes, I'll probably bring them back in September.
Okay, in September. These are nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I got to get her clothes together so that she can she can lounge in these. She can go out with these. I like these a lot. I do. When I saw them on your page, I was like, I'm going to get those. I'm going to get those. So
thank you.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Like I said, and thank you for this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, yes. So when she comes back, yes, because I'm actually working on a bedroom. So I'm like, this is going to work out great. Yes. 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 Yes.
You just champagne flutes.
There you go. That's all I need now. So yes. But I'm definitely, oh, and one more thing too. I don't know, do you still do that where you do like your lives when you go shopping?
I stopped doing it only because it got a little hectic, and I spent, like, I would do it on a Saturday, and then I would spend all Saturday and then all Sunday and sometimes all day Monday afternoon, like packing and getting everything ready to ship out, getting prices for the shipping, because people were buying a lot of stuff. So I haven't done it. That's not to say that I won't do it again. But I do. There are a couple people that have asked me, and I've gone and I've bought stuff for them and I've sent it to them. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was so interesting when I was like, wow, that is so sweet. Because she would go and she would do her lives and she would be like, you see something, let me know, text it on here and I'll buy it. And and I would see them respond and she would buy it. And then, of course, you would send it out to them, which I think was just very, very nice.
Yeah. The other flip side of that, the other con of doing that was I would get to the register, and literally the last time that I did it, it was literally almost $400 at the register. So people had not sent me their money yet. So I'm having to put that money and then wait for them to pay me. And I could do that sometimes, but I can't do that all the time. So I was like, okay, no.
I personally loved the finds that you would, find while you were out and about. But yeah, that gets extremely expensive. And then of course you have to wait in order to see if in fact they're going to purchase it. So I totally understand as far as taking a pause on it.
Yeah, I never had an issue with people pay me what they ordered, but it was a lot of work, and then, you know, wrapping, you know, some of that stuff you just can't throw in a bubble envelope or a box. You have to wrap it. So I had to find bubble wrap, I had to find boxes, I had to find stuff to do all of it. And I just, you know, I ended up losing money, but I didn't care because I was helping people. So I did it. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can't really do this.
Yeah, and we have to learn our boundaries. We do, so we can stay healthy mentally and physically. But I enjoyed being able to see the finds that you had. So, you know, for me, just watching you in the store was enjoyable for me. But you know, I enjoy your lives, period, regardless if it's shopping or, you know, you guys are, you know, all together and you're talking about your collaborations or you're talking about how you've renovated your house. So I just say keep doing what you're doing. Thank you again. I really do. I'm excited. I'm happy. And I will be listing all of her information, her pages. We lift up Gloria, all your pages on here as well as your Etsy. And I just want to continue to see you grow in what you're doing because I do enjoy it. I do. But I'm going to let you get back to your family. And we're going to do this again because I had a really good time, even if it's just us talking about your characters, because because I really want to know more about, I can't think of his name, but the one that's like the Steph Curry character.
Oh, Darius.
Yes, Darius. I'm curious to know more about him and his wife. I love, and I just want to say this as a side note, but I did tell you this. I loved the conversation that they had as a couple.
They are interesting, and you will see a lot of them more as the collaboration continues, because obviously, what we're doing for him and his wife is part of what triggered this whole collaboration.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't tell us anymore. Don't tell us anymore. But I want to know more about them though. But I enjoy them as a character. I really did get a chance to see more of their personality come out during that conversation. I'm curious to know who this guy is, who's the Attorney General. Yes, Julie. Yes. I'm like, who is he? At first I thought he was trying to hit on May, but then the last conversation.
Hey, you see, people think he was hitting on May, but if you really read what he said, he wasn't hitting on her.
It seemed like he was, but then the last conversation, you know, he was more respectful to me, where I was like, okay, I guess he's not trying to hit on her. But it did. The first conversation for me, it did. I was like, oh.
Well, because he's a very, he likes art. So when he saw May, to him in his eyes was like, wow, that you don't see someone that way too often. And it kind of caught his eye, and he was just immediately attracted to her. But he wasn't, he's nothing like that. And you will see, as the character develops, you will see his true colors and what he really is. And it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, brace yourselves. It's gonna be
well, we're gonna brace ourselves. We are. That's the beautiful thing about writing storylines, is that you're gonna have to follow the journey of the characters to learn more about them. Because just from the very beginning, it's like, oh, well, he's got the two women with him. He must be like a ladies' man. And in the way that May was like really captivated by him, I was like, okay, he's just got this like magnetic charm. But then as I listened to you talk, and then even with the last post when he was with the journalist, and he really wasn't getting swayed by, you know, all the attention that she was giving to him and trying her best to get him to go out and go get a drink and talk about this and that. I was like, okay, maybe I do have the wrong impression of him. But that's the beautiful thing about writing your character, is that you take your viewers and your readers on this journey as far as learning who your character is. So if you're trying to write your character, don't try to just spill it all out in one or two posts and want us to get the depth of who they are. Take us on the journey. And if you have any issues with how to do the journey, follow Minigypsydoll's page in town of Woodhollow, because you definitely do send us through the journey of who the character is.
I have people that have literally wrote to me after I post and tell me that they couldn't sleep because of what I wrote, and that they're so anxious and that they need to know, and please, what's going on. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but I can't tell you. But I have had people write to me and ask me, and when I don't write, I've had people write to me and ask me, why are you not posting? What's going on? I'm like, nothing's going on. It's coming. I promise. Just give me a but I love that. I love all feedback. And I've even had people write to me comments of they haven't liked certain things. Not too long ago, I had someone write how she couldn't wait to see May get slapped, like flat in the face. I'm like, well, maybe that will never happen, but thank you for your feedback. I mean, I guess.
That would kind of shock people. Everybody has their own rights and opinion. Everyone does. Like I said, I've gotten...
You can hate my May, you can hate my characters, but that means that you're following it. You're a fan because you're following it.
There you go. There you go. And that's very, very, very true. Because I mean, I think my biggest complaints usually come with my Tony character, but but that's okay. That's okay. Like you said, that means that you're following along with the journey. I haven't had that feeling towards May, so like I said, that kind of surprised me. But everyone has their own different perspective. You know, there must be something that they took from May's character, her personality, or an event, and they digested it differently, depending on what their own personal experiences are. I don't have a problem with May. Yeah, May is the best, but like I said, everyone's perspective is different. Like, I don't have a problem with my Tony. I know that he's he does have an extreme personality. He does, go into fits and rages. But for someone else, I've said, I've gotten comments that, he needs to control that. He needs to understand that his children have their own lives and this and that. But there's things about him that I'm like, I can't really say when, but I'm like, so many posts later, hopefully you guys are going to get a chance to see why he acts like this and what his past involved. So again, just taking your readers and your viewers through the journey, right, and having a thicker skin, because as much as you're connected to May, having someone write you and say she needs to get slapped, it does kind of, I mean, like, yes, these are our dolls, they're not real, but it does kind of, it hurts a little, When
I read it, I was like, oh. I don't think that's going to happen, but thank you for your feedback.
And so you have to have a thick skin, and you still have to be respectful, because you don't want, you're going to have people who are going to have their opinions, and they don't mind sharing it. But if you come back to them on the same level that they did to you, if you give them the same energy that they gave to you, it can then become an issue. And that's not what we need. We don't need that. So if you're doing a storyline and you have characters and you get a negative feedback, don't give back that same energy. Let people have their comments. And like you said, that means that they're invested. They're following the storyline.
They're a fan. So yeah, I mean, I had people that wanted me to kill Big, like kill him.
You remember that?
Yeah, they wanted Big gone.
I do remember that.
And nobody understands the emotional stress personally that I went through writing for him. I went through the emotions. So yeah, but it's okay. People are entitled to say whatever they want, and it's fine. I respect it.
To me, the best characters in a movie or a book are the ones that have the greatest turnaround. Yeah. And I see that with Big. Like, he had some, I don't know if I want to say villainous ways. He just was very neglectful. He was just in my opinion, he was just very neglectful. He was emotionally neglectful. And, when it came to his own children and his relationship with May, even in his relationship to himself. It just seems like he really didn't connect with how to love himself, how to respect and honor himself. So he couldn't do that in his relationships with others. And that's how, that's how I felt reading his storyline. But now, of course, to see him have this whole 180 that he's done between losing May, basically almost losing out on his parenting relationship with Sophia, almost losing his son. It was like, he had to really hit rock bottom. He had to go all the way back to his twin brother's house and deal with the reality that, he had all these flaws. Yeah. And he was trying to, just cope with it in ways that was unhealthy.
Right.
So I'm actually glad to see him turn around. Yeah. I enjoy a turnaround better than I do just a killing off.
Yes.
That's just me. I'd rather see a character.
I couldn't just kill him off. He's been so instrumental to May's growth. He has been a big instrument to her growth. I couldn't kill him off. He taught her things that she needed to learn. And even though she went through hell because of everything, it's made her who she is today. So
yes. I mean, she wouldn't have the business without him.
Right. Right. Because she basically nothing when she got divorced. For those who went all the way back to the beginning, she had nothing. She was nobody. It was him who helped her.
Because he has a big heart, and like you said, if you go all the way back to the beginning, then you would really see he has a big heart. It's just that, like I said, in my opinion, he was just very neglectful. He was emotionally neglectful, and now he's getting to the point where he has to, wake up, and where he has woken up, and he's learning how to appreciate those around him. He's appreciating the relationships around him. He's respecting the marriage of May, whereas at first he really wasn't respecting their marriage.
Well, he thought he still had a chance. He's like, this is my last chance to break this up.
I almost thought that he was. I almost thought he was going to be successful at the wedding. I almost did.
So too. I was so close.
I was like, oh no.
I was like, come on, big, you can do this. You can make it happen. I was rooting for him, but May had her mind. May loves Edward, and she
does.
That's the love of her life, and I'm glad. I'm glad that she made her choice. I didn't make it for her. So.
I'll be honest with you, I still like, because there's still like a chemistry that's there that you've written in there, and just between the dolls themselves. So like this last one, when he went to go pick up Sophia, I was
there was a scene there, right? There was you saw that, right?
There was. I was like, oh no, leave now.
There's definitely, but I think they've both come to terms with the fact that they're co-parenting Sophia, and he respects her enough to not cross that boundary now that she's married. And like I said, there's a lot coming. It's all good, but there is still a lot there's many things that are coming, and you guys will see.
All right. Well, we are going to end it on that note. I am very, very thankful to you for having this live with me today. And
thank you.
Oh my goodness, we had so many. One, we had such a good time. I know I did. And then there were so many different things that was said as far as gems and nuggets. So if you did watch it right now, I would actually advise you to go back and watch it again, because there was so much that you shared as far as how to develop your characters and storyline content, and being able to collaborate with other people in the doll community that you know and that you trust. And of course, so many different answers that you gave to writer's block.
Yes.
So if you did watch it right now, rewatch it. If it's your first time, after we save it, watch it again. And like I said, I'm going to list all your pages. Do you want me to list the other page with the characters that you said? Okay. So we're going to list all of the active pages, and I'm also going to list her Etsy where
Okay.
these awesome Uggs came from. So,
God, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun.
thank
Oh,
you.
and
I do too.
I'm just gonna say this for whoever
Yes.
watching or watches it. If anybody has any other questions, need help with anything, I'm always available. Send me a message. I'm open to help anybody.
That's a blessing. That is so nice. That is so nice. And I know that she will. I know that she will. One, you've done it with me, but then two, also, like I said, I remember your lives where you're going shopping and buying stuff for people. So when she says that she will help you. So any questions that you guys have or comments, definitely you can send her a message. So thank you again. Like I said, we're going to do this again.
Have
And you
fun.
guys have a really good night. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.